Hi there, guys. Welcome. We're back. Racing Insider Bets. Yes, it's Josh. You already know. Consistently doing this. I think this is a sixth video that will go up. So we've eclipsed the number of subscribers now. Monumental occasion. Hopefully we can get that sort of back up to scratch in the coming weeks and months. But anyway, we move on. We keep going. And yes, this is the Cheltenham Antepost 2022 tips. Hopping on the bandwagon 4 months out from the big festival. Um, while there's still a little bit of value here and there in the Antepost market to be had, we will make sure we get a few nibbles there. I've definitely found some fairly juicy prices for you guys. Didn't obviously only started this recently, so getting this out now, sort of as soon as possible, since I've been able to have a look at it. I know the surroundings are different. That'll get sorted out, I promise you. About a week's time, will be a bit more set, and these hopefully will be a thing of the past. But we gotta keep going, keep adapting, and but the videos will be coming thick and fast. I have a few coming out for the weekend, and then obviously moving on into Christmas time, we'll have a few more out as well. So let's get our teeth straight into this. Enough dilly dallying, shilly shallying about. Get the Antepost tips out, yes please. Get your tips out. The first one, no messing about. First one, we're going to go in chronological order. So the first one is my tip for the Supreme Novices Hurdle over 2 miles. And that is Three Stripe Life, a Gordon Elliott trained horse. Yes, he only ran 3 times before, won twice, and then it was 4th in the champion bumper last year. He ended up running up behind Sir Gerhard, Kilcrut, and Ella Estbella. Got it out. It's a mouthful, that one. I just don't know why, but I can't seem to say it properly. But that's some pretty strong form, obviously. To go out, that's pretty frank. Kilcrut was a bit disappointing on the weekend at Cork, I think it was, but he still came second. I'm sure he'll be I'm sure he'll be decent. And El Estbella won Newbury, I'm pretty sure. So that's pretty strong form if you ask me for 3 Stripe Life. One on reappearance, I think, in the 2nd of November. It was where was it? At Fairy House, over 2 miles. First time over the hurdles. And he ran up pretty gamely in that one, won pretty comfortably with a bit in hand. I think he made a mistake looking at it 1 or 2 out, but he still just quickened up nicely. It looked like a proper horse. Obviously, he didn't really even come under much of a ride, and he picked up pretty well after making a mistake at the last, I think, and just ran off and rattled. I think it was 8 lengths, ended up winning by, so pretty handy. And he's 25 to 1 for this, and I think he'll stay here. I think he's got plenty of speed. I think Gordon Elliott will sort of target him towards the Supreme Novice. So I'm not really I just don't think he'll step him up in trip, and he'll obviously keep him over hurdles. So I'm pretty certain he'll go to the Supreme Novice on the 15th, and I'm assuming he will have another run before then, whenever whether it's sort of coming up this month, and I think Punchestown has obviously Christmas meeting, or sort of into January, February time. I'm sure he'll get another run, and I'm sure he'll be very impressive, and that 25 to 1 will be slashed. So getting in there now, 25 to 1, I think will be value on the day, especially obviously if he turns up, and I'm pretty sure he will. 3 novices. So that's my first one. Value pip 25 to 1. I think that's cracking value. That price won't be hanging about on the day, as I said. So yeah, 3 Stripe Life for the Supreme Novices, kicking things off at Cheltenham. Yeah, guys, so now we'll move on to the second Antepost tip for Cheltenham, and it's going to be in the Ballymore. Now, I think this horse is going to Ballymore, and we all know, loved in the channel, is Lossiemouth. I think he's going to Ballymore. It's 25 to 1. It's a huge, huge price. I'm just kind of making an assumption here. He's got an entry in the Albert Bartlett, towards the end of the meeting, and he could go there, step that up to 3 miles. But I think just the way he's being campaigned at the moment, I think because he was at Ascot, it was over 2 miles, 2.5 miles. Then he stepped up into it by 2 extra furlongs, so basically 2 miles 6 at Fosslas, and then he was moved back down to just under 2.5 miles at Sandown. Obviously, he's won all of them pretty convincingly. The Fosslas and Sandown ones really stick out. Obviously, Grade 2 form in the Sandown race, beat some interesting ones in behind with Brave Kingdom, the likes of that. I think that could be really. I think that form will be franked. in the future. That formula will look very interesting, and I just think since they've whacked the blinkers on this horse, Lossiemouth looks properly special and hard to ignore, really. So Lossiemouth for me in the Ballymore, because I think obviously Ballymore is 2 miles and 5 furlongs, and 25 to 1 here is just crazy. It, that's just a mad value. I think he's been slashed in from 66 to 1 after the Sandown race, but I still think 25 to 1 is big value if he rocks up on the day. Obviously, I think so. Gerhardt heads the field. It's going to be a tough one, but 25 to 1 can't be ignored for Lossiemouth. I think he'll probably end up going to the Ballymore, just about how he's been campaigned. It'd be interesting to see what they do with him. I think they're bringing him back in a new year, so it'd be interesting to see where they kind of take him, and hopefully don't campaign him too heavily, because I think they might, after that Sandown race, I think in the back of their minds they'll be thinking we have a Cheltenham Festival caliber horse. Tom Lacey, I think he's switched on. I think he'll understand that, and Lady Cobham as well knows. So he's obviously bred to be a flat horse, but is so has the speed, and I think we'll definitely get the trip. Obviously, as we've seen, he's comfortable enough in 2 miles 5 furlongs. Cruised through, hasn't broken a sweat really in the last 2 runs. Even in a Grade 2, didn't break a sweat. Didn't even need to be repushed. So that's really eye catching. I think the Ballymore looks to be in their kind of sphere of comfort. I think that's where they'll head him, and it'd be really interesting to see if he goes there. Cause I think he could actually give Sir Gerhardt potentially a run from Ghani. I know there's a bit of audacious shout right now if they come up against each other, but I think he could actually, Lossiemouth could really do something for the English. Could be one for the English, let's say, at the festival, and I hope so. 25 to 1 would be a massive price. So Lossiemouth in the Ballymore for me. And you go to the RyanAir chase. This is on, I'm pretty sure, the 17th. This is. Let me just check. Yes, I think it is. And the horse I like in this is at 12 to 1, and it's Shan Blue. Shan Blue, yes, the Dan Skelton trained horse. Obviously, Harry Skelton will be riding. Now, the reason I'm sort of back at Shan Blue, obviously, last season he really sort of season tailed off pretty poorly after he ran his first, I think it was 4 races. He racked up a hat trick. I think he won twice at Wetherby. Maybe once at Ascot, I want to say, and then he came second at Sandown. Second at Sandown, it was. So he won twice at Wetherby and then once at Kempton. Then he came second to Sporting John, that was at Sandown. So that's pretty, obviously, that's Frank form, obviously, with Sporting John winning up in the November meeting at Cheltenham. After that, obviously, tailed off 5th at Cheltenham and then 2nd at Aintree. And then he opened up the season this year in the Charlie Hall, looked really good. It was cruising away from him all. Surname was left in the dust. Fuser Raffles left in the dust. Would have won that by half a track. Fell at second last. That's going to work in our favour, and this is why I'm picking him. I think the way Dan Skelton would have campaigned him had he not fallen would have been sort of going for these bigger prizes instead of around this kind of time of year. He would have probably had at least 3 or 4 runs in him before we got to Cheltenham. And that's where I think he went wrong last year. I think he over-campaigned him almost. Gave him a bit too much to do, and he was worn out towards the end of the season. Well, he's not bringing him back until the new year this time. Shan Blue has had a lot of time off now since October, and I don't think he'll be brought back until the new year. Obviously, because he strained his neck in the fall, so he'll be a lot fresher for the RyanAir if he goes there, and hence why I think he'd then give us a massive chance. Obviously, if Allaho does go to the Ryanair, he's 2 to 1 favourite at the moment. It'd be tough to see, it's tough to take him on after that performance he had last year in the same race. But Shan Blue 12 to 1 is a great value, and if he goes there on the day again, he won't be that price. He'll be way more rested. I think that will really kind of help us. I think that'll really help his performance and really improve it. I think he was just tired, he worn out when he ran at Cheltenham last season, and he beat the likes of Snow Leopardess at Wetherby. That's Frank form now. Won a Grade 1 at Kempton, and then obviously he struggled in the Marsh. But this is a Grade 1 horse. It's won Grade 1s. He would have won the Charlie Hall had he not fell. And I just think the fact that he'll be so lightly campaigned will really help us out and definitely give us a big chance at 12 to 1. He'll be sitting on a fat price there. So Shan Blue for the RyanAir, I think, could be an interesting bet. Move on, number 4. We move on to the Stayers Hurdle. Now, at the moment, I think top of the market I know is Buzz is 13-2. I'm pretty sure though. I'm pretty sure there's a Willie Mullins horse. I don't know how I'm not remembering it off the top of my head. This about 4-1. Anyway, I don't know how I'm not remembering the name. Anyway, that's besides the point. I've got a 21 shot for you, and it's Champ. Now, Champ, I don't think is going to go over fences this season. I think he's going to be reverted back to hurdles after suffering that back injury last year, which kind of resulted in him running very poorly in the Gold Cup. I jumped very shockingly, and I think Nick Henson said in Stable Tours that he did his back in, and I think he will be looking to go over hurdles. If he does stay at hurdle, definitely will go to. We'll see. I think this weekend or next weekend is a long walk, and if he turns up there, then you'll know. You'll be sitting on 20-1, and you'll be happy days, because there's a massive price for the horse he is. Champ is a proper horse. He's a really, obviously, he's won a Grade 1 before, won the what is now the Brown Advisory at Cheltenham, the RSA. And he beat Manila Indo and Allaho that day. That is unbelievable form. He's been very successful over hurdles as well. He won the Shallow Novice Hurdle in Newbury, just to rattle them off. He was second in the Ballymore. He's been there and done it, I think. And he won Sefton Novice Hurdle as well, Grade 1 Aintree, so over 3 miles. So he is one over course and distance, obviously, and I think he's a cracking bet at 20-1, especially because I believe he is going to go over hurdles, and if he does, we're lined up. We're completely lined up. 20-1 for the horse of this quality is a massive price. It'd be interesting to see what he does with Buzz, but I think Champ at 20-1 just can't be ignored, and I think that's a massive anti-post bet there if you ask me, at 20-1 for the stairs hurdle. So yes, now we're going to move on again. Number 5. I'm trying to get through quickly. It's a rapid fire episode. Lossiemouth, 20-1 for the Albert Bartlett. He has an entry in the Supreme Novices, and if he goes there, obviously he would be taking on 3-Stroke Life, and I think he's got an entry for the Ballymore as well, so he'd be taking on Blazing Cow. Sorry, he's not got an entry for Supreme Novices, he's got an entry for the Ballymore, and he'd be taking on Blazing Cow. I think he's a better suited horse than Albert Bartlett. I think he could step up and trip pretty easily. The way he's cruised through at Fosslas over 2 miles and 6, pretty much 6 furlongs, then cruised through 2.5 miles at Sandown. Didn't even break a sweat in either of those. It looked like he'd go for days and days and days. Since they put the blinkers on him, he's looked a changed horse, and I think it's so eye-catching in those two, Fosslas and Sandown, obviously with Big Froz on Friday. And I just think, he's got his Grade 2 under his belt. I think he could easily go for the Albert Bartlett and perform as a sort of a longer shot. 20-1 is a massive price if you ask me. He just shapes as if he can go 3 miles. I'm pretty certain he can. I would not be surprised. I don't know who's really going to be turning up for the Albert Bartlett. I think he could stick him away pretty comfortably at a price. From what I've seen of him at the moment, as long as they don't sort of overdo him, as long as they don't overdo him in the new year, which I'm not particularly worried that they will. I think they will have Cheltenham in the back of their minds. Sort of Tom Lacey's team and Lady who is it? Anyway, Lady. She's he's bred to be a flat horse. Got the speed definitely, but I think he will stay. And if he does stay, he'll have the gas from an Albert Bartlett. I think he'll give you a massive price, 20-1. So Lossiemouth, we're going to continue on the bandwagon. Do love the horse. Continue on the bandwagon. 20-1 for the Albert Bartlett is a massive price. And there we go, 6th and final pick. I thought I'd just get it out of the way. Try to be bang through the video. Get it up quick. Feel like I'm rapping in a rap battle. That's how quick I've been going. And it's for the Gold Cup. 3 miles, 2 furlongs, you'll know. And I'm going for Boum Photo. 20-1 is huge. I think to go what he's on 2 or 3. He was 3rd to Manila Indo and only a Platard. They're obviously short in the market. I think a Platard is 5-2 after the Betfair Chase, and Manila Indo is 9-2 after returning sort of last month at Punchestown. At Down Raw, sorry. When he lost to Frodon and Calvin. Obviously, it looked like he needed a kind of a run, and he normally kind of comes on for the season. And Platard looked really impressive in the Betfair Chase, as I said. But I think Boum Photo had a load of entries into different kind of races. I think he meant to run in Sandown as well. Had an entry there and it got pulled out. I think obviously they're lining him up, and I was surprised when I saw that because I thought that ensure when he got pulled out. Again, I was thinking, there we go, he's lining him up because it's normal. Move on, number 4. We move on to Stayers Hurdle. Now, at the moment, I think top of the market I know is Buzz is 13-2. I'm pretty sure though. I'm pretty sure there's a Willie Mullins horse. I don't know how I'm not remembering it off the top of my head. This about 4-1. Anyway, I don't know how I'm not remembering the name. Anyway, that's besides the point. I've got a 21 shot for you, and it's Champ. Now, Champ, I don't think is going to go over fences this season. I think he's going to be reverted back to hurdles after suffering that back injury last year, which kind of resulted in him running very poorly in the Gold Cup. I jumped very shockingly, and I think Nick Henderson said in Stable Tours that he did his back in, and I think he will be looking to go over hurdles. If he does, Stayers Hurdle definitely will go to. We'll see. I think this weekend or next weekend is a long walk, and if he turns up there, then you'll know. You'll be sitting on 20-1 and you'll be happy days because there's a massive price for the horse he is. Champ is a proper horse. He's a really, obviously he's won a Grade 1 before, won the what is now the Brown Advisory at Cheltenham, the RSA, and he beat Manila Indo and Allaho that day. That is unbelievable form. He's been very successful over hurdles as well. He won the Shallow Novice Hurdle in Newbury, just to rattle them off. He was second in the Ballymore. He's been there and done it, I think. And he won, Sefton Novice Hurdle as well, Grade 1 entry, so over 3 miles. So he is one over course and distance, obviously, and I think he's a cracking bet at 20-1, especially because I believe he is going to go over hurdles, and if he does, we're lined up. Yeah, guys, now we'll move on to the 5th selection, Antepost Pip for Cheltenham Festival 2022. And this one, Blazing Khal, is 10-1 for the Albert Bartlett. I know it's probably a bit 10-1 is right on the edge, of tippable in Antepost terms, because 10-1 each way is basically double your stake. So you put £10 down, total bet, each way you get £20 back. So that's just enough value for me to be putting him up. He came in from I think it was maybe not much, obviously 12-1, but I think Albert Bartlett is clearly what he's been lined up for. After he ran a solid race, I think he started his campaign at Galway, and he beat a horse called Gringo du Abrela, who's franked that form since and won at Fairy House last weekend or a week ago. He runs on soft and heavy ground. He's done it on good soft. Clearly has the wheels and gas for it, and looks like he'd stay for days and days and days, as you saw in the November meeting at Cheltenham when he saw off Gelino Bello and Off Your Rocco, who are going to be 2 very smart horses. They might not be winning. They might not be just Cheltenham Festival horses, but they'll be winning graded races for sure in the future. And I think that's a very strong form line when you look at it. And even that, even in that race he ran in the November meeting, he was shocking. He jumped really poorly. He was out of the back. Just didn't look like he took to offence particularly well, but just had the pure raw talent and speed to get home when he kind of whooshed home up the rail, and you could tell that day he's going to be a proper horse. And if they're lining up for Albert Bartlett, which reports look like they are, that's I think he's good value at 10-1, because if he goes there on the day, I'm assuming he will be there. Chris Burns line him up for it, and I'm pretty sure he will definitely not be 10-1. No way. So that's a takeable price if you ask me. He's running this weekend. I don't know whether it's Friday or Saturday at Cheltenham in an Albert Bartlett sort of prep race. I think he's short price favourite, maybe 13-8 for that. So it's a pretty, the Burns Lord have sort of nailed their flag to the mast pole. I don't know if that's right, but they've definitely sort of nailed their colours to the flagpole. That's it. Making it pretty obvious where he's going, and to the Albert Bartlett really, I think, is where he'll go. He looks like, I just think he will take the extra. I think Albert Bartlett's over 3 miles, so I think he will get that distance pretty comfortably, and he'll have speed, and class to see him off in the Bartlett, because it is sometimes the Mickey Mouse race of Cheltenham. But I think this is a proper horse, in it, and 10-1 for me is really good value still. So get on that as soon as you can, really, before he runs on the weekend, because I'm assuming, you never know if he'll win, but if he does, he'll be a lot shorter. So 10-1 Blazing Khal for the Albert Bartlett. Definitely is one to get on board on. And it's for the Gold Cup. 3 miles, 2 furlongs, you all know. And I'm going for Boum Photo. 20-1 is huge. I think to go what he's won 2 or 3. He was third to Manila Indo and only a Platard. They're obviously short in the market. I think a Platard is 5-2 after the Betfair Chase, and Manila Indo is 9-2 after returning sort of last month at Punchestown. And Down Raw, sorry. When he lost to Frodon and Calvin. Obviously, it looked like he needed a kind of a run, and he normally kind of comes on for the season. And Platard looked really impressive in the Betfair Chase, as I said. But I think Boum Photo had a load of entries into different kind of runs. I think he meant to run in Sandown as well. Had an entry there and he got pulled out. I think obviously they're lining him up, and I was surprised when I saw that, because I thought that ensure when he got pulled out that weekend, I was thinking, there we go, he's lining him up, because his normal sort of path to Cheltenham is a race at Tranmere to blow away the cobwebs. Then he goes to the Gold Cup, and then he'll run in Punchestown. And he's done that sort of 2-3 seasons in a row. I'm pretty sure he'll do very similar. He'll be campaigned very similarly again. He's always lined up for the Gold Cup, and I think he could easily make it 3 or 3. He's got the class. He wasn't 100% last year. That's why he kind of was below par, even though he came third. I think Willie's trying to get him 100%. I think 20-1 is a massive prize for a 2-time previous Gold Cup winner that hasn't necessarily fallen off. I don't think he's fallen off at all. I don't say this is a Paisley Park situation where he's got old and he's not the same horse. I think he still has a bit of that quality left in him, and I think the way they'll be campaigned will sort of help him be there or thereabouts ready for the Gold Cup. And at 20-1, I mean, for a couple of places, you'd be sitting at a fat price, if you ask me. That's huge. I'm a big Boum Photo fan. I think if William Williams can get him 100% and sorts him out, I think we'll go Tranmere and then we'll go Gold Cup, and I think he'll be spot on for it. So there you go. That's my 2 cents for Cheltenham Antepost picks for the moment, for the time being. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you got this far, please like and subscribe. And obviously subscribe to the Instagram page. I've sort of revamped that the past couple of days. Put up some pics for the weekend, and so a bit more sort of up-to-date stuff there, and it'll be good, so yeah, please like and subscribe, as I said, and hopefully some of these Antepost bets will stay in the races, and then you'll be sitting on some fat tickets, some really fat tickets in 4 months' time at Cheltenham. And I'm pretty sure a few of them, if they run, will bolt up. So there you go, guys. Really appreciate you guys watching, and catch you soon. Cheers, lads.